You don't need to feel it to heal it. You don't need to revisit past traumas. You don't need to go back into any of those emotions.
Got me upside down, spinning around you. Wanna taste the clouds, dance with the moon. Take a trip around.
Hello and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things mindset and manifestation for women in business. I am Jamie and today I want to share with you everything that I know about the Superconscious Rapid Recode, the new revolutionary technique that is taking the personal development industry by storm. So what the heck is the Rapid Recode? Well, it was originally founded by psychotherapist Colette Stryker, who used the process to work with her patients through fears and phobias. It was then introduced to Christopher Duncan, who took the process, combined it with work by best-selling author William Whitecloud, and turned it into this beautiful way of reprogramming limiting beliefs in order to create everything that we want to create in this life. To fully understand how the process works, there are 3 areas that we need to dive into. The first thing is memories. We need to understand that we all have dormant memories. These memories form the basis of our active experience in life. They're the root cause of our limiting beliefs and sabotaging behaviors. The theory underlying this is called learned theory. And what that states is that from conception to now, everything that we have learned is stored as a memory. These memories then also have emotions attached to them based on the original event, based on that original experience. So they might be positive, but they also might be negative. And what happens is every time we're faced with an event that is similar to that original one, to that original memory, our mind triggers that memory, it triggers those emotions, and that then determines how we act, react, or behave in a certain situation. So this can take us out of action when we start to feel scared. The easiest way to understand this is to think of a time where you might have messed something up. So let's say you were at school and you had to do a presentation and you thought you had everything sorted, but when you got up there and you were talking in front of the class, you realized that maybe your palm cards were messed up, or you just got really nervous and you fumbled on your words, as we all do. So your mind will have saved that as a memory with those emotions attached to it. You probably felt embarrassed and ashamed. You probably felt like you weren't good enough and you didn't do a good enough job. So now, every time that you're faced with a situation that's similar to that, be that speaking up in front of a group or doing a presentation, going live on your social media, speaking to the camera, your mind is going to trigger that memory, which will trigger those emotions of feeling scared and nervous and not good enough and worried about judgment. And your body is then going to act or react in a way that's congruent with those memories. So what happens is most of the time we will either sabotage ourselves or we will not take action at all. We'll procrastinate, we'll put it off, we'll give it to someone else to do, all to keep us safe. That statement right there literally forms the next thing that we need to understand in order to understand the Superconscious Rapid Recode. And that is that even though a lot of people will tell you your beliefs are not yours, that voice in your head that limits you was put there by someone else, that may be true. And in fact, on a deep level, it is true. Our beliefs do come from family and from ancestry. But what's important here is to understand that regardless of where the original event came from, your mind chose to take that into its experience and it chose to store it there in order to keep you safe. Everything in our subconscious mind is about keeping us safe. These memories are designed to keep us safe. These beliefs are designed to keep us safe. Yes, in doing that, they keep us in our comfort zone and they keep us from taking action a lot of the time. But the root of all of that is to keep us safe. Like, how amazing are our minds? How amazing is your mind that it literally just wants to keep you safe in your life? The problem with this is that often, especially nowadays, often these beliefs and these memories, they don't have a place in our day-to-day life. And while they were originally created to keep us safe, they're not popping up in times when we're actually in danger. For example, are you ever in danger if you need to do a presentation? Not really. So why is your subconscious mind triggering all of these emotions? Because it's been trained that way. That's how it's wired. So the third thing that we need to understand in order to understand the rapid recode is, of course, what the heck is the superconscious? Again, contrary to popular belief, we actually have 3 levels of consciousness. We have our ego, that is everything that we experience now. That is us. That is our identity. It is our thoughts. It's everything in the now. And the whole goal of your ego is to experience life and to live a great life. The second level of consciousness is the subconscious, which we have already covered, but essentially your subconscious is your autopilot. This is where your memories, your beliefs, and all of the emotions attached to those are stored. And the subconscious gets triggered when we're faced with certain events that are similar to things that we have experienced in the past. As I've said earlier, the whole goal of the subconscious is just to keep us safe. And then, of course, the third level of consciousness that we need to understand is the superconscious. Your superconscious is more you than anything else. It is your innate genius, your intuition, your connection to everything in this universe. It is an infinite field of potential, a field of information, of energy. It surrounds you, it surrounds your family, and it surrounds all of us. We are all connected by the superconscious field in layers. So to understand that further, let me show you this diagram. So think of you as the black dot. And as you can see, there's a circle around you that signifies or represents your superconscious field. And then these other people in this greater circle are your family. So they each have their own superconscious field, and together as a family unit, you're circled or encompassed by your own superconscious field. And this goes out in layers and layers and layers back through our ancestry and, of course, to everything else in the universe. So what was actually found is that we can connect with this superconscious and we can give it instructions to rewire or recode your subconscious mind. Now, when I talk about rewiring and recoding, I'm not talking about scratching out memories. We're not removing memories from the mind. They're still there. What we're actually doing is removing the emotion from being attached to the memory. So if needed, the memory can still be triggered and it will still come into your active experience. But what happens is it doesn't trigger those emotions that then take you out of action. And it's by this process that we actually become powerful manifestors. When we neutralize the emotions attached to these core memories, it literally gives us the freedom to create whatever we want to in our lives. What I love the most about the Superconscious Rapid Recode is that, of course, as the name states, it is fast. It happens so quickly. The other thing that I love is that it is effortless. It is fun. It is light. We don't have to go into the emotions or revisit the traumas. We don't have to go back to the core memories because your superconscious takes your subconscious there without you having to experience it. You don't need to feel it to heal it. You don't need to revisit past traumas. You don't need to go back into any of those emotions. It allows us to neutralize all of that negativity so that we can stay focused on what we're creating, so that we can stay in the emotions and in the energy of the end result of what we are creating. This process allows you to live freely without being a slave to your past. So many of us live in our memories. We live in the coulda, the woulda, the shouldas of our past, of our memories, of everything that has already been. But the truth is that the past doesn't exist. The past exists only as a memory in your subconscious mind. The future only exists as potential. It's potential, it can be anything. You can create whatever you want to. You don't need to live in the past. You don't need to live in the future. You need to live in the now. All that exists is now, And when you live in the now, you become a powerful creator by neutralizing the emotions and the feelings that are attached to these memories in our past. It allows you to live only in the now and to experience everything that is to experience in the now and to create everything that you want to create in the now. So unlike other modalities and processes in the personal development industry, when we start a rapid recode session, we don't start by diving into the limiting beliefs. We don't start by looking for the limiting beliefs and asking our consciousness what's holding us back or doing journal prompts or any of that. Where we actually start is what we want to create. We start focused on the end result, focused on our goals, focused on our big picture vision for the future, and we allow our mind to experience that. And in experiencing it, our mind will actually tell us what is in the way from creating that. So it's not a guessing game. We don't need to bring any of that into our consciousness. Our mind will tell us what needs to be worked on. Our mind will bring up the things that need to be recoded and reprogrammed, the emotions that need to be neutralized. And it is because we stay focused on that end result that this is a gentle and fun and easy and freeing process. The work is deep. Make no mistake about it, a lot happens in a very small period of time with this process. There is a lot of deep inner work happening, but it feels light and fun. I realize that this is a very deep and informative science-based video for you. So if there's anything that's still not clear, be sure to comment below so that I can come back and make sure that I answer everything and clear it all up for you. And if you're interested in experiencing one of these sessions for yourself, I do have once-off one-on-one sessions called shift sessions. I will link them down below so that you can sign up and come and have a one-on-one with me. Experience the magic for yourself. I promise it is revolutionary. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because if you loved this, you are going to love everything else that I have coming to this channel. I really do want to revolutionize the personal development industry. I don't want you having to feel it to heal it, or to think you're broken, or to go searching for all of the problems. I want you to just stay focused on creating a life that you love, because at the end of the day, that is what we are all here to do.